Hey everyone, it's Brennan. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another video. Today we are starting a reading vlog. This exciting video is going to be my reading vlog for the Thrills and Chills Readathon. It is a 10-day thriller-based readathon hosted by some of my friends here on BookTube, by Savannah from Riveting Reads, Caroline from Caroline Johnson, Sarah from Sarah's Shelves, and Nicole Lee from Bon Bon Reads. I will have all their channels linked below. This readathon is going from April 19th, which was yesterday, until April 28th. So I wanted to get this started and update you on my TBR, which has kind of changed from my thriller video that I posted. I'll link that in the description below too. And I'm doing this all from memory, so like forgive me if some of this is wrong. I'm going to insert the bingo card here and see if I can do this from memory. So for the first prompt, Deserted, which is read a book with an isolated setting, I'm going to read One by One by Ruth Ware. My friend Kirsten here on BookTube also, she loves this book, so I'm super excited to read it. I'll give you my TBR and then I'll give you synopses as we get more into the book. So I'm going to read One by One for that prompt, and then also for the split, the multiple POV prompt also. And then the next prompt I think is the like familial one. It's like family drama, like relative drama. I don't know. I can't remember what it's called. I'm going to read for it. This has changed a little bit. I'm going to read My Lovely Wife by an author that I don't know. And I just got the audio for this. I know I said in my video that I wasn't going to buy any books and I was going to use this to clear off my TBR. But I saw this available and I've been wanting to read it, so that's going on here. I think the third prompt is the guilty pleasure prompt, guilty, and it's like read your favorite thriller subgenre, or just like a thriller that's kind of like your favorite genre. I'm picking Verity by Colleen Hoover, which I love romance and I love Colleen Hoover, and she has a thriller and I need to read it. So that's on here for this prompt, but also the nail biter prompt, because I'm hoping this is going to be a 5-star read. I think going over the board, the next one is Get Out, and that is a character or a thriller with a character who is running from their past. I'm reading The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. Did I get everything? Isolated setting, family drama, guilty pleasure, 5-star prediction, running from your past, multiple perspectives, influencer recommended. I'm going to be reading, I think I'm going to read My Sister the Serial Killer by Young Khan Braithwaite. I'm obviously not saying that right, but I like to try. That's the middle one on the bottom. And then what's the last one? Have I already mentioned something for it? Oh, it's not like I don't have my phone right here. I'm over here trying to exercise my brain. Oh, The Unreliable Narrator, Gaslight. Yes. For that one, I'm also reading The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. So I have already started a couple of these books. It's super exciting. I'm enjoying them a lot. I have started One by One by Ruth Ware. So let's talk about that one first. This is a thriller, obviously, because all of these are thrillers, and it is following a like successful startup company, and like 9 of them go on a business retreat to this very bougie ski chalet in like the French Alps, and they think they're just having like a retreat, but then I think an avalanche is about to happen and they get stuck, and then I think a couple of them start dying one by one, and we have to figure out who. I mean, we don't have to, we're just along for the ride. We are going to figure out what the mystery is, who's killing them. They all have like little different motives right now, and I'm really enjoying it. So far, it's like everyone is just trying their best to make each other really uncomfortable, and I'm having a good time reading it. So really enjoying that one so far. I've also started The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager, but I will save my thoughts on it when I'm a little more into it. I'm trying to stay organized during this vlog because sometimes my vlogs are so chaotic. So let's try to remedy that with this one. And stick around and we will go through each of these thrillers as I read them, and hopefully I can get all of them read over the next 10 days or so. Hello, I have an update for you. I finished One by One by Ruth Ware. That did my Deserted prompt and my split prompt, which is like the multiple POV and the isolated setting prompts. And then also, this will just go ahead and fill in my Under the Influence for an influencer recommended. Really, all of these books I'm reading are influencer recommended because that's how I get my book recommendations. But I think I gave a little explanation of what this is about in my first clip. But this follows a tech startup company as they go on a retreat to this ski lodge. And then, like the title entails, they start getting picked off one by one. And we are trying to figure out who's doing it. So it's like a whodunit. Let me just say, I'm not going to spoil anything in this vlog, but I was guessing during this. Seeing the end of it, like, it was probably like right in front of me, but I was really kept guessing. I was like, I think they did it. No, I think they did it. Ruth Ware did a really good job for me of making everyone have a pretty good motive. So I really enjoyed it. I was satisfied with the ending, and I gave it 4 stars. So a good start to this vlog. And then I have an update for you. I could really give you several updates because I'm one of those people who starts like 10 books at a time. So I will just already tell you that I have started My Sister the Serial Killer, I've started My Lovely Wife, and I've started The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. So I've gotten a taste of all of them, but let me tell you about My Lovely Wife because I only have like an hour on 2x speed, so 2 hours left of the audiobook. And man, I'm reading this for the it's the family one. Let me look up what it's called. Backstabber, the relationship gone wrong. And this has such family dynamics and family drama in it. So let me explain the setup to you. And this isn't spoilery because this is just kind of like the plot of the book. But we have a couple and they've been married for like 15 years. They have 2 teenage children and they live in like an affluent suburban area in like Florida. Like they live in rich people town, but they are not really rich people. They are like in debt people. That's just like a setup for their family. But this couple kind of finds out that they like to murder people. And so they murder a few people, and you follow them as they kind of keep secrets from each other and kind of see how their kids are affected by this string of murders that is happening in their affluent town. And it's really interesting. I have like no idea where it's going, but they kind of are basing their murders on another known serial killer from that area who like got out of jail on a technicality, and they're kind of like reviving him so they have like a scapegoat for their crimes. It's like really interesting. You're like, why are they even doing this? Definitely some good family dynamics in this one. And stick around because I'll probably finish it later today or like early tomorrow when I'm going to work. Let's wrap up My Lovely Wife by Samantha Downing. I think I deleted the clip, or actually I think it got corrupted. I think the clip where I wrapped this book up got corrupted. So I talked a lot about it in one of my other clips. I read this so fast. I read this for the Backstabber, which is the like family drama one, but I also read My Sister the Serial Killer for that. Anyway, I just read a bunch of thrillers in this vlog. There you go. I read this so fast and I gave this 5 stars. And what made me give this 5 stars was the ending. Oh my gosh, it was everything to me. And I'm not talking about the last like few chapters of the book wrapping up. I'm talking about the last like sentence. The last sentence of this book was everything to me. So if you read this, keep that in mind. There's a squirrel outside staring at me. Anyway, where was I? I don't think I really need to tell you any more about the plot. It's a husband and wife who have been married for a long time and they start killing people kind of for entertainment, but they're like weird about it. I don't know. Read it if you want it. I will do a quick update for The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. I'm reading this for the Gaslight prompt, which is an unreliable narrator, and the Get Out prompt, which is a character running from their past. Also, Haley from Haley Hughes recommended this in her thriller recommendations video for like beginners. But this is actually my first Riley Sager book and I'm really liking it so far. I am not very far in. I'm like not even 100 pages in. I'm on page 85. This is following a girl. Her name is Emma and she's like in her late 20s now, but 15 years ago she was at a summer camp and 3 other girls from her cabin went missing and are like presumed dead. So then the camp closes, but now Emma has been invited to come back to the summer camp and like teach art. She's an artist now. For the unreliable narrator, you like don't really know what role Emma played when the other girls went missing 15 years ago, and you could tell like there's something there. Like, I mean, it's called The Last Time I Lied, and I think the premise is that like when she was at this summer camp, she was lying a lot, and now she just like omits things. Like that was the last time she lied, and now she just kind of keeps her secrets. But she has gone back to this summer camp, and she already found like a really creepy clue, and I think she's kind of wanting to investigate what happened to these girls, but also you're like, do you already know what happened to these girls? It's pretty good. Oh, and get out a character running from their past. She's like kind of running from her past. Like she's been running from her past for the last 15 years. Now she's kind of running back to it. It's really good so far. I'm enjoying it a lot, and you know, stay tuned and I'll let you know how it goes. So I have had my first digital media mishap of my YouTube career, and one of my clips for this got deleted, and I think it was the one where I am wrapping up The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. So here we go. This, like I think I've mentioned, is a summer camp thriller, and we're following our main character who was at this summer camp 15 years ago when she was a 13-year-old, and while she was there, 3 of her cabin mates went missing. And then she gets invited to come back as like an art teacher for this camp in her adult life. And she's trying to figure out what happened to her cabin mates. And there's some shady characters, and like maybe our main character is a little shady herself, and you just don't really know what's going on until the very end. And I really enjoyed it. I read this for the... I think there's a glare on my glasses. I read this for the unreliable narrator prompt. I keep forgetting the names of these. Gaslight. That one. And the get out prompt for a character running from their past. And I think, I don't know if I said this, but I gave this 5 stars. I think I gave this 5 stars. Yeah, I was satisfied with the ending. It was really good. Enjoyed it. My first Riley Sager book, and I'm excited to read more. I know he has a new release coming out this summer that everyone is really excited about. So, success with my first from this author. And then I think I also wanted to start talking about Verity by Colleen Hoover. And man, is this a Colleen Hoover book. Like, I could probably read the first sentence of a book and I could tell you whether or not Colleen Hoover wrote it. Her books start out messy and they stay messy the whole time, and I eat it up. They are for me. She writes books that are for me personally. But right now I am just at halfway through this book, and let me tell you a little bit about what it's about. But also, I feel like for most of these books it's better if you just go in blind if you have any desire to read them. But we are following an author in this book, and she's kind of been on a little bit of a hiatus with some family issues, and then when she is ready to come back into the writing world, she gets an offer to co-write with this really popular suspense author named Verity. So she gets this offer because Verity is indisposed, in that she has been in a car accident that has basically left her in a semi-comatose state. Like, she's home, but she doesn't speak. They say she has like the capacity of an infant now. But as Colleen Hoover books go, there is a romance aspect. I'm reading this for the guilty prompt, which is read a book from your favorite subgenre, and I'm just picking Colleen Hoover in general because I love her books, and she usually writes romance, which is a comfort area for me. Our main character, Lowen, is kind of wanting to develop a relationship with Verity's husband, which is true Colleen Hoover form. And I don't think I want to say what makes this book creepy, but this book is so creepy. Like, when I read it at night, I have to read something like more wholesome before I go to sleep, because this book is like really unsettling me in the best way possible. I'm also reading this for the nail biter prompt, which is to read a 5-star prediction, and so far this is getting there. I should say, so like a pretty main, I'm all over the place, I apologize. A main point in this is that when when Lowen, our main character, is doing research to co-write Verity's books, she stumbles upon an autobiography that Verity was supposedly writing. So she is reading some personal stuff that Verity wrote before her accident, and it is disturbing. It is so disturbing. If you like disturbing things, pick up this book and stick around, and I will let you know how it goes from here. But right now, it's pretty good. So I finished this book and it has made a fool of me. This is Verity. Have I even talked about it that much? Yes, I think I have. I finished it, but I made a small brain move and filmed my outro clip for this vlog before I had finished this because I was pretty confident that I was going to give it 5 stars, but I can't do it. I just can't do it. I'll give it 4 stars. Maybe, oh no, it might even be more like 3.75 just because the romance in here was not it. And I read this for my guilty prompt, which is a thriller subgenre. I don't know a lot about thrillers or subgenres, but I know a lot about romance, and I really like Colleen Hoover. That's not saying this book is bad. I enjoyed the plot. It's very creepy. It's very guessing who to believe. But the romance in here was so... I just didn't get it. I didn't get it. Don't know where it came from. It was just like, I didn't feel the chemistry. I didn't feel the chemistry between these characters. And usually in Colleen Hoover books, especially like Layla, the relationship in Layla was so insta-lovey, but I loved it. Also in Too Late, that romance, so insta-love, but it's for me. It's just like insta-love but with chemistry. The first scene in this book though was so good. I was ready. I was ready for the insta-love in the relationship. But then as it developed, I was just like, oh, you all like actually like each other? Like you all are actually going to start a relationship? Because I didn't know. Like I couldn't really tell. But the ending was wild. Enjoyed that. I feel like that's just the word that people use to describe this book. It was wild. It was a trip. I was satisfied. Was I satisfied though? I feel like it ended like maybe a little abruptly. I don't know. I just feel like I wanted a little bit more from this. But this was my nail biter read, which was like a 5-star prediction, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't give this 5 stars. I'm sorry, Colleen. I liked it. Like, I'm gonna give it 4 stars on Goodreads. It was good. I had a good time reading this. Read this really fast. Also, the words in here are just like really big. I guess that's how like indie printed books are. I don't know. Yeah, this was fun. This was good. No. This was more than fun. This was good, but this was not 5 stars. And I give out 5 stars pretty easily. Hello, I'm here to wrap up this vlog for the Thrills and Chills Readathon. Did I extend it a little bit longer than it was supposed to be? Yes, but also I just wanted to read all these books, and I was actively, by the last day, I had at least started all of the books on my TBR. There were 5 of them. I'll go over those, but let me quickly wrap up the last book I have to talk about, which is My Sister the Serial Killer by, the last name is Braithwaite, I'm pretty sure. This book was so super short, and the chapters in it were so short. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. I read this for the backstabber prompt, which is kind of fitting with this one. That prompt was to read a book with like some family drama. I also read My Lovely Wife for it, but we'll get to that at the end. Like I said, this book was so short, the chapters were so short. I don't think I've talked about it in any of my other clips because I just read it so fast, but I enjoyed this so much. It is from the perspective of a woman who is the older sister of a family. It's just her mom, and her younger sister. And she and her sister are probably in their early 20s to mid 20s. And our narrator, she is like a nurse, and some of this story like takes place in a hospital. This is set in Africa. I'm not sure like which part of Africa, like maybe Nigeria. Like Nigeria gets talked about in here. But I enjoyed the like healthcare hospital setting. I don't know, that's like a small part. But her sister kind of compulsively kills men. That's not a spoiler or anything. That happens like on the first page, and it's like the synopsis of the book. So her sister is like this kind of like social media model, like very beautiful woman, and she gets into relationships with men, and then she ends up killing them, and she always says it's in self-defense, but she enlists her sister, her narrator, to help her take care of the bodies and like cover them up. Super interesting. There's not really a lot of like suspense. Maybe there's like a little bit of a suspense element. It's really just exploring the dynamics within this family. There's a really cool timeline that's used to tell the story. Their father was abusive, and you kind of see like the story of that timeline, which was in the past, and then the today's timeline, and you're just like, or at least I was sitting there reading like, what has happened to these women to make them act like they are? It was just really good. I enjoyed our perspective. I enjoyed our incredibly flawed characters, every single one of them. 5 stars. It was excellent. It's actually not the last book I've read. I'm filming these clips kind of out of order. That's not for you to worry about. But I will quickly go over the bingo card for this, and I'm gonna look at it on my phone so I'm not clueless like I have been in these other clips. For the first prompt, Deserted, I read One by One by Ruth Ware. For the second prompt, Backstabber, I read My Lovely Wife by Samantha Downing and My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite. And then for the guilty prompt, I read Verity by Colleen Hoover. For the gaslight prompt, The Unreliable Narrator, I read The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. For the nail biter 5-star prediction, I read Verity by Colleen Hoover. I actually haven't finished it at the time I'm filming this clip, but like, listen, this book is probably gonna be 5 stars. I'm halfway through it at this point. I guess you will have found out in my clip before this if it was 5 stars. I'm just going to commune with future Brennan, and yes, we have given it 5 stars. That's my prediction. For the Get Out prompt, I also read The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. For the Under the Influence, all of these books I've heard someone recommend at some point or the other. That's how I found them. That's why I'm reading them. So they all kind of fit that. And for the Split prompt, I also read One by One by Ruth Ware. All these books I gave One by One 4 stars, and then all the other books I gave 5 stars. And I'm just so satisfied with that because I've been kind of underwhelmed by some of the thrillers I've read recently. Not that I even read that many, it's just not the genre that I read mainly from. So this readathon was so excellent, read so many great books, and I want to end this by doing a little haul for you. I ordered a couple bookmarks from this A Stranger Dream on Etsy. I saw one of them on Instagram. I can't remember the account I saw it on, but let me show you some cute spooky goods that I have acquired. And they all have these like little tassels, but I got this Great White bookmark for Nick. I don't know, he kind of likes sharks and I just liked this. My reasonings for buying things. And then I got one for my dad. This is the Invisible Man, and I thought it was just such a cool take on that movie character. It's from like an old-timey movie, but also, is it a book? It might be from a book. You would think I would know, but yeah, I thought this was really cool. And then for myself, I got these little spooky cupcakes. Like, is that very Halloween-y? Yes, but could I use this bookmark anytime? Yes, also. And then the last thing I got was this super cute magnet. I have a TBR cart. Okay, it's not a TBR cart. It's a cart, and it's one of the carts that people usually put books on, and I just need to put it together, but I thought this would be super cute to put on it once that does get put together. But it says, "My TBR finally killed me," and I just think that's so funny and sadly so true. My TBR probably has like 500 books on it, so. But thank you everyone for watching. Thank you Savannah, Sarah, Nicole, and Caroline for hosting this readathon that I have extended to be like a 2.5 week event for me. But I read some great books. That's what we're here for. That's what you all are here for, probably. But thank you for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next one.